Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jesse. Today we're going to be talking about League of Legends. Now note, this is a little bit of a different video that I would like to put out. I would like to put out content, obviously, on League that's more in the positive outlook, but sadly, I can't do that with the current state of the game. And this isn't me trying to complain about the game in any way, shape, or form, because I do legitimately enjoy the game, but there are things that can fix it to make it more enjoyable for other people and how people see the game. So, first things first, we are going to talk about maybe an update to the game options. Now, note, we are getting a new game mode, obviously, in the next patch note, but maybe something that can give more opportunity to lower elo players would be solo, duo, and flex in Aram. What are these? What is solo, duo, and flex? Solo, duo, flex is a form of rank for some people who do not know. Rank games are obviously, silver, bronze, gold, diamond. I know I said them out of order. Basically it shows that you have mastered this version of the game. Summoner's Rift is as amazing as it isn't always fun. Aram can be fun. How can we make Aram into a more ranked setting? First things first, we add a ban mode. A lot of people, for those of you who don't know, when you go into rank, you ban a champion, and then you pick your champ. So for Aram, since every character is randomed, you would probably just ban the champion. Once all 10 bans are in, the game would register it, and then you could go into randomly distributing the champions. What would this give you? This would give rank another opportunity for lower elo players, or for some players who don't like Summoner's Rift. I have friends who only play Aram. They do not play rank, they do not play on Summoner's Rift or Twisted Tree Line. They only play on Aram. And I'm not going to give them a hard time for that. They enjoy Aram. Aram actually has its own meta, its own builds for certain champions. It has its own strategic strats. You can actually set this up so more and more people have more opportunity to show their skills as players. Also, this could give Riot Games what is known as an off-season during rank. This is more kind of done in fighting games. A lot of people do secondary tiered fighting games and tournaments. For an example, we have Dragon Ball FighterZ, which would be counted as an A tier fighting game. Same with Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Super Smash Bros. Those are what are known as the A tier fighting games. But did you guys know that Xenoverse 2, Naruto Storm, Smash Bros. Melee, games that, are a little outdated but are still played in tournament scenes, they still receive tournament play and support. Bandai still puts out tournaments for Storm and Xenoverse 2. These are what are listed as B-listed fighting games. So it's more on the off-season when we're waiting for the next season to start. These games tournaments get played. And this could be something that Riot Games can do to make a little bit more money, say off the competitive side. I know I shouldn't be bringing that up, but it would actually make sense. It could give Riot Games more opportunities for more teams to kind of rise up so they can have more players in their competitive side, so more and more people can see, hey, you don't just have to play this one version of rank, here's another opportunity for you as a player. And I think it would fix a lot of things, just because I know people that don't want to touch Summoner's Rift. There are some people who are upset because then they announced the Victorious skin, and now they have 2 months to now play to get, say, the Victorious skin that came out. And it gets more frustrating for players who didn't want to play on Summoner's Rift because of their preference. Giving us an Aram rank would give more preference and more opportunity for other players is what I'm trying to get at. My next point will be bringing back customability on Summoner's Rift, and I don't actually know the name of the Aram map. I couldn't find it. I'm just going to call it the Aram map for now. Basically, for those of you who don't know, in the new game mode, Team Fight Tactics, you can actually change the board. You can change its colors, you can change how it looks for you. It's now customized for you. And this could be something they could bring for Summoner's Rift and Aram. I love the Winter Summoner's Rift. I think it looks the best, and that's just my opinion. it looked nice. Some players want that back, but they have to wait until December to play it. Why not make it so you can buy the skins for Summoner's Rift in the Aram map, and you can charge the normal skin prices if you want, or you can also add the blue essence charge on it, and then you can play on these maps. You would give more players more customability. They could feel like they have a little bit more control of how the game looks besides just using skins. And I mean, we could take it a little step further if we truly wanted to, and we could throw things in there like the retro map. You could put it back for players who are veterans of the game who want to see the Season 1 or Season 2 map. You can make it so you can also customize the Baron and Dragons. As much as I do love the Winter Wonderland map, the Star Guardian Baron was actually really cool. I don't have a picture of it, I'm very sorry. I would love to see that Baron back. It was my favorite version. I'm slurring my words, I'm so sorry. My point still stands. We could put more customability into the game so more people can feel like they have control of the game. When Pyke came out in, wow, Pyke's been out for a season, hasn't he? Wow. Sorry, I just had a big realization that Pyke's been out for a while. We could put that version of the Aram map on sale, and you can then have players customize what their Aram map looks like. Again, and then you can obviously throw more things in there. You could put like a winter Aram map. You can put a Dark Void Summoner's Rift. You know, there's so many ideas that Riot Games could be capitalizing on to make more money. But not only that, but it would make the players feel like they have a little bit more control of how the game plays and just how it looks and feels. Moving on next is the team fight tactic. Now, no, I've not gotten to play this game mode yet, so maybe my argument can be a little skewed, but a form of rank for team fight tactics would be nice. I've not seen a rank on the PvE, so maybe I'm wrong and there will be a rank on day one when this patch drops out. It'd be nice. But what would teamfight tactics bring to the table for rank? Teamfight Tactics already is a completely new game mode. It has a different mechanic than Summoner's Rift and Aram. But this game mode could make it so, you know, people who want more strategic games where they can control a little bit more how the game plays. So they could be like, well, I want to run a team comp of assassins with nobles, you know. And more strategy obviously can come out of it. But more players can enjoy and have fun with this. But this would give more players opportunity to climb the rank ladder. This would make it so players who, again, aren't very good at Summoner's Rift or even Aram, and this can give them another outlook. That would make a much more wider spectrum for the rank system. It would give more players opportunity. And that's something I feel League of Legends has been lacking, is opportunity for players. More opportunity for people to feel like, well, they actually make a difference when it comes to this game. And that's something that can make this game better. Also, on top of it, like the same argument I made with the Aram mode, you can make this an off-meta season. So, say for an example, you just finished LCS. LCS is over. It's done with. Okay, there's a gap between when LCS starts. Okay? Between when it ends and it starts. You can have other variant teams that just do Aram, and then you give them their season. And maybe while that runs, you can also put teamfight tactics. So that is two separate off seasons that you can run at the same time, capitalizing on more money, because you could put out more champion skins with the chromas for their teams. You could put out more icons, more of everything. And again, in Teamfight Tactics, they did put the customization of this map. I've seen it where you can have it look like it's purple, where it looks like autumn, and then there's a blue tinted one. But maybe you can add more. You can have it look like it's snowed over. You can have it look like it's in the void, or like it's a Star Guardian themed, or a Winter Wonderland project. There's another skin line. You can put more customization for players and have more players feel like they're in control. And that's the big thing I think Riot Games is missing, is giving players more control of how their game looks, how it feels, how it plays, and this would fix a lot of that. Now, this is coming from someone who is in low elo. I fully admit this. I have been playing since Season 5. I started playing ranked in Season 8. I fully admit it. I know that might show maybe I'm just not as experienced as other players, but I feel like the arguments I've brought up would give players more of a chance, more ways to show their skill and how they can play the game. One other thing I would like to bring up, and it's probably the main reason I made this video, is a little bit out of a bit of anger, and I'm not gonna lie. This isn't me trying to take shots at Riot Games. This isn't me trying to be rude. We need to fix two things, actually. Let's start with one, the banning system. And I'm not saying like, oh, in champ select? No, I mean like reporting players. I had just played a ranked game before I did a video with Mr. Lee. And I went into his video actually a little upset and angered. And I will personally apologize to Mr. Lee. And on the video when it comes out, I'll leave a comment and everything. But I just played the game, I finished it up, and I had this very, very toxic player on my team. And that's fine, that happens in every game, I fully admit. There are games where I rage. That's just how life is. That's how video games are. But this player went on and just tearing everyone apart, basically. And he had thrown racial slurs out. He, strong language you shouldn't have to hear. There was swearing. And this game is marketed to children, by the way. This game is marketed to teenagers and young teens and children and such. Some of these words he was saying, I wouldn't want anyone to see. But I did report the player. And normally when stuff like that happens, you would get like an instant feedback report saying this guy's been banned, yada yada. And I did wait a while. I actually even logged into the client today. But I got nothing. This guy sat there throwing out racial slurs, calling people things that, again, I wouldn't want to ever repeat. And throwing out like that strong language. But it's like, guys, nothing happened here. Nothing changed. And it's like, I reported it. I know the others did. And then some of the enemy teams even said they were going to report it, because when we got out of the game, he was going off still in the client, and he was just going off and off. And even the enemy team was like, yeah, we're reporting this guy. But nothing was done. A big thing that can fix this game is its approach on toxicity and how players act. This would bring so much fix to the game. I know players who will not touch this game because of its community and its toxicity. And honestly, I don't blame you in the slightest. This game's player base has gone down significantly when I started in Season 5 to now, which is only Season 9. That's 4 seasons. And yes, your player base is slowly settling. Maybe instead of taking the approach of, oh, let's release new champions and balance our champions, which you can argue a little bit, why not balance the player base? Have a way to fix the toxicity so players won't feel inadequate, or they won't feel pointless and useless. And that's what this guy's purpose was. And I mean, there's so many ways we can fix that. And the last point I do want to bring up is the client. Now, I know this is always a common complaint. The client is a little broken. I fully admit it. The client, it is not perfect. I've had days where I'll queue for a game. Now, and then the game will pull up the accept. I'll hit accept, but I don't get to go into the queue. I am now stuck on the accept screen. I wait a bit, and it dodges. I'm like, okay, it just dodged. But then I'm punished as the player because I'm the one who quote-unquote dodged to the system, and I lose the LP. Another one was I queued up for a game, and my jungler DC'd. Like, he sat in the middle and everything, and we were all like, okay, that's just a remake. We'll move on with our day. 3 minutes hit. We could not surrender. I filed it as a bug report, and I've gotten no feedback. It's almost been 2 weeks since that happened. So that's more LP I have lost to not players, but the system itself. I understand Riot Games is a big company. I can get that and understand that. And I understand they want to listen to their higher ranked ELO players because, they're going to make the most money. They're going to bring in the most people. Maybe to truly help this game, and this is going to be a little weird, and I know I'm taking a little bit from other companies, but this is why, like, Overwatch, I think, feels a little bit more better. It's because they actually do listen to their lower ELO player base. And I think that's something Riot Games needs to do, is listen to the lower ELO players. And I know that's completely redonkulous and, disputed and out there, but it's true. If you can listen to your high ELO players so you know what needs to be fixed and balanced, if you listen to your low ELO players, you can see where some of the unbalancing has actually broken a little bit of the game, and the game becomes more difficult for low ELO players. For an example, when Nasus got a buff, I'm just using this as an example. I remember when that patch came out, I did play Nasus in the patch, I fully admit it. Players were, they would get into the game and they would immediately get toxic on that Nasus from both teams. Or, the Nasus snowballed lane, and now you are just getting constantly flamed. Well, yes, this patch didn't bring Nasus up in tier listing in high elo. He did get bring up in low elo. So a lot of things just come down to the balance in all elo. I'm not saying you need to run a separate balance patch for an elo. No, that would be way too much work for this company. What I am saying is maybe put a bit of more time into a rework or a balance update to not only that it affects high elo, but it doesn't make low elo a snowball. Because right now when it's low elo, yes, Mordekaiser has a 58% ban rate. But if he comes into game in low elo, he is sitting at an 80% win rate. Right there, that is a snowball in a low elo. In higher elo, I believe his win rate is 56, 54. If I remember correctly, last time I checked. It's been about a week, so, and I know there was a hotfix to balance Mordekaiser, but it didn't really do much to fix him. Maybe sitting down with your low elo so you have a comparison might help balance your game a little more. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jesse, and I want to bring fun back into League of Legends. I always get tired of sitting down watching streamers and they rage in their streams. And again, raging is fine. I fully get it. There are times where the game is frustrating, or maybe you've just had a bad day and you just took your frustration out, and it just lashed out in the wrong way, like how I got angry and raged in Mr. Lee's video. It's not out yet, and again, I will go and apologize to him. We were playing a fighting game, and again, I will go and apologize to him. And I get that, you have that bad day. That's fine. But when 90% of your stream is the same rage over and over, maybe it's time to stop and fix the game. Maybe it's time we actually sat down and took a minute to balance everything. I understand that you want to put out, we're getting a new character in 9.13, Quiana. We're getting her And then it is confirmed we are getting, I think it was 4 more characters. We're seeing 6 characters and 3 reworks, was it, if I remember correctly? From like the teaser image they showed us when Nico came out. So Quiana would be the 3rd character in that release, because it's Nico, Yumi, and Quiana, meaning we're getting 3 more characters, and we've seen 1 rework with Mordekaiser, which means there are 2 more reworks supposed to come out. And that's awesome. I love seeing updates like that. But again, we're not updating the game to feel more, I guess the word's adequate for players. I guess I have to use that word. I don't think it's right. There's no longer opportunity when you play this game. It's a linear path. You have to take this linear path. And it sucks. Especially when you're in lower elo. Because if you don't take this linear path, you're just screwing yourself. But when you get to higher elo, and we see it all the time with, players like a Professor Akali, Bunny Fufu, Night Blue, Tyler 1, they can play knowing that their team comp won't be stupid, but they can do a weird build. Now, yes, you can make the argument that most times they're not playing on rank, and that's fine. That's 100% fine. That is, awesome. But they go into rank sometimes for those videos. So it's like, I wish I could go into rank and play full AP Kaisa mid and not get flamed. But, that's just the mentality of the lower elo, sadly, and we need a way to fix it. I'm not saying we need another update to the elo system. We need wood elo, and we put people in an elo where, if you're toxic, you could sit in wood. No, because that's unfair to them. But a little bit more, maybe instead of like a little slap on the hand, like, oh, you were toxic, you called this guy a dick muffin, here's a little slap on the wrist. No, it maybe actually suspending accounts can fix this. And I understand you could be like, well, that's going to stop this guy from making another account and just playing on that. I know you guys have a hard ban. You can ban people via IP. Maybe you need to start introducing that a little more. So when you do that, instead of just banning the account, you ban the IP for, that week, so they can't just make a second account and go, oh, I'm just going to go play on this. No. Hard bans. I understand that, yes, I am coming from the Overwatch community, and if you throw out one racial slur, it is an insta-ban. I get that. And maybe I'm just frustrated and upset with this game. And I understand that. And the complete 100%, I completely understand that. But I would love to enjoy this game more. I would love to have fun with this game, because I'm not anymore. And that's my big complaint. It's bad when a game isn't fun for your player base anymore in lower elo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did come up with most of this information by going to Reddit pages for League of Legends, Discords, asking players in lower elos, going to conventions and tournaments for this game. I've been doing this for a while. I've been collecting this information because I originally was planning to just make this video with updating rank and the custom skins for League, the custom maps where you can have the Winter and the Star Guardian and an Aram receiving solo duo. That was the original intention of this video. But the more I kept digging, the more I kept finding information I could add. And then the experience I had in that last game, I don't want to touch this game. I'm being completely honest. I've actually looked at the uninstall button for a few hours, it's tempting. I want to get this video out so Riot can maybe hear it. And I understand that some of my points were weird because I was stuttering my words because I was trying to find the right words to say. So to fix that, we are going to use a hashtag fix league, or hashtag fix L, lowercase o, capital L, fix lol. I'm going to put those in this video. And I want you guys to get this out there. I understand that, again, yes, I'm a low elo player. I've only played for 4 seasons, but, you know, I shouldn't be getting crapped on for inexperience when clearly the game does have flaws. And I understand that every game has flaws. You can look at Overwatch and point out the flaws. You can go to Street Fighter and point out the flaws. It's not hard. But ladies and gentlemen, when you can point out the flaws, that shows you truly enjoy the game and you would love to see it exceed. But when a game doesn't listen to its player base, that's when it starts to turn down. And we've seen this player base drop a little bit more and more every season, every patch. I've seen games die completely. Sometimes companies don't even listen to their fan base. They just move on with their day. And it's sad to say that. I want this game to be more open and more opportunities for players in rank and solo duo, just for more fun. And that's truly what I want. So again, please use the hashtag FixLeague or FixLol, capital L, lowercase o, capital L, and let's get this trending. I understand that, again, I'm a low elo player. But guys, we can make a difference. We can get a change. But we just have to take the first step right now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed and if you understand this frustration about this game. And I hope to see you guys next time.